Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go sama us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego diary politico, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego diary politico, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my yegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my yegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my yegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. My yegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. My yegun don't come, oh yo yo. Man of the masses, oh, yeah, yeah. My ego don't come, oh yeah, yeah. My ego diary politico, oh yeah, yeah. My ego don't come, oh yeah, yeah. This man not the off in mind, oh yeah, yeah. My ego don't come, oh yeah, yeah. Aha, now you not done here. All these bad politicians, them we call themselves politicians. When they thief our money, we no want make the common man get waiting suppose get for this country. And I never hear something. Now go hear one, my ego. You go show na paper. My ego diary political. So my people make you shout, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we laugh, oh yo yo. Come, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses.
Good evening. Good morning. Good afternoon to you from wherever you are watching from. Egmo Dele Odulaja. Thank you so much, Tabu, for joining me tonight. Please share the broadcast. Merry Christmas to every one of you.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Máyégún já wa sí. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Máyégún máa wí. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Máyégún dá ọ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Àní ẹ̀sùn rà kì í.
please let me know if this audio is perfect on your screen. Just before we continue, I sense that the video is somehow lagging, so I'm going to fix that in a moment. Share the broadcast. Once we have everything working perfectly well, we will continue, and it's going to be interesting tonight. I've not had my art talk in a while, so I'm in that spirit tonight. Share the broadcast, invite others, tell them my good today, and I'll be back in a moment.
Python that's one, Python that's two, now Python that's a three. Unapoli Mary Nnamdi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two, now Python that's a three. Unapoli Mary Nnamdi go onyedu aibo. O Mary wone nizu biroya abakare. Mamanda Mura, Unapoli Mary Nnamdi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two, now Python that's a three. Unapoli Mary Nnamdi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two, now Python that's a three. Unapoli Mary Nnamdi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two, now Python that's a three. Unapoli Mary Nnamdi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two, now Python that's a three. Unapoli Mary Nnamdi.
Thank you so much. I hope this somehow fix it, okay? Please let me know. I'm going to read the comments. If we have any issue with the video, the audio, I will quickly pay attention to that so that we don't really just keep talking and talking when it's no longer interesting. So share the broadcast. And if you have read the caption of the broadcast, see, we have 2 hours, okay? If we manage our time very well. I'm going to talk for the next hour. Then the hour after that, which is the second part, will be you coming on, adding your own contribution through the phone in, calling, and it will be a pleasure to hear from you today. So the caption of the broadcast is that they made Nigerians poor, too weak to fight. And if you pay attention very well, some of you are actually watching me live. If you pay attention to the comments, you are likely going to begin to agree with me, because the Nigerians that I know, they will give credence to everything I'm about to tell you. I will dramatize, I will, as usual, to make it kind of a more interesting and then understandable to my listeners, you. Nigeria is not working. Nigerians knows that Nigeria is not working. But as their leaders reject every possible means of, fixing it or making it right, so are their followers, which we call the Nigerians themselves. Now, the politicians and the decision makers, the policy makers, your politicians, they have succeeded in ensuring that an average Nigerian is so poor that his most and main concern, majorly, is how he is going to feed this next morning. Now, when that becomes the primary concern of human being, how am I? If I don't figure out how I'm going to feed next, definitely, I'm probably going to starve to death. So in this regard, the politicians know this, and Nigerians have no time for what you call, oh, why don't you take them up? Oh, let us go on there and stage a serious mass protest in a country with over 90 million unemployed people, 40% of the population unemployed. And that's even being generous, according to some people out there. So for those who even have the
means that they call means of survival, a job. When you look at what they call the take home, starting from what they call the spending, what do you call it, purchasing power, or do you call it purchasing power or spending power? Something that gives you the economic power to be regarded as human being. What are the things that gives the economic power? If you have a job and your take home pay can actually take you home, yeah, which means your job can take care of your need. I mean, under the current circumstance. So in Nigeria, even those who have the job, yeah, we call them the underemployed. They are not different from the unemployed. Their take-home pay can take them home. This is where you have graduates who claim to be working, earning 25,000 naira, working either at a Chinese factory or the Indian factory, or working what do you call it, at a private primary school. A graduate, somebody who should be more productive and useful to that economy in the other way, helpful to himself. But the way Nigeria is structured, right, the opportunity is so limited that even those who are the victims of the limited opportunities, those who live below the rung, under the rung of the ladder, those who fall within that you would expect that, which make the majority, by the way, that you would expect to feel like this is unbefitting, this is unacceptable. Just like some of us will say, this is inhuman. You can't treat people like this. But the people themselves are too weak to fight back. And that leaves us with some of us who are still managing, who has managed to crawl the ladder of that economic imbalance in that country. So expecting the Nigerians to fight the fight the way many of us would expect, the reason why it's not really working out is so obvious. Politicians made them poor, too poor to have the strength to fight anything back. So in most cases, Nigerians have become so poor, so weak, that they give the fight to God. Majority of them believe that God will take care of their oppressors. God will probably deal with them. That mentality of people who have surrendered. But you also have those who are supposed to be in the middle class. Psychologically, those ones too have been weakened. Too poor, intelligently poor, that all they do is majorly to enable the ones above them who are actually the oppressors there. So now when you now have to talk about leaders and you probably don't pay much attention to the followers, something happened, which in fact will be the basis of what I'm about to share with you now. Something happened today in Abuja, and it was a shopping mall. A shopping mall on fire. And this is a good example because I'm going to share it with you. It's a good example of how rotten, how poor Nigerians are, that they will feed, possibly even on themselves, if it will give them temporary, what they call temporary comfort or succor. A shopping mall owned by Peter Obi, it's like a franchise. They call it Next Cash and Carry. In Abuja, Abuja is meant to be the capital of Nigeria, the city where at least the middle class should be living, majorly. But it is also the cesspool or the textbook definition of the poorest city in the whole world. If you want to describe the poor cities, you will put Abuja in one of them. It used to be one of the beautiful because people there had jobs until now. A shopping mall was on fire. Nigerians have no empathy, no sympathy no kind of a sense of patriotism, any humanity to feel like, what can we do to help rescue, if there are humans in this building, to help rescue as many as we can before the entire building goes up in flame. Something you will see out here, but maybe not in Africa. I know we have seen even something like wars like that in South Africa, because South Africa is also a poor country pretending to be rich, but Nigerians will tell you it's better than us. Back to Nigeria. There was no feeling of let us rescue. If there were anyone in there, people ran into that burning building, the burning stores. They started breaking everywhere and they started looting. Average Nigerian walking about, like I told you, an average Nigerian is not really upset when he's complaining about corruption or complaining about injustice done by those who claim to be powerful or rich and the rest. Majority of them are complaining about those things simply because they are not the ones doing them. So I was observing that video today and I was like, this is the age of social media. Everything that happens everywhere, everyone gets to see it, except if you are not really interested. Yeah? Except if you're not really interested. And if you sit down very well to study that, you can tell that Nigeria is gone. Nigerians have been completely destroyed. And let me tell you something. Most of those abnormal things, they look normal to them. That is why you will see somebody seeing a burning building and he rushed in to pack a mattress, to carry what do you call it, a cooker, something that he probably won't be able to carry all by himself, but he will be struggling to have it. Stealing electric kettle. Things that you'll be like, what would that do to you? Because you will be arrested if it was a working country. But when I was watching that video, when some people are saying, what is all this? Why are you looting? Why are you stealing things? These shops are owned by Nigerians like you. They are owned by people who are struggling within that, terrible economy, that Buharinomics. But to them, look at this shopping mall. If anything happen like this, if I have opportunity, I can break here. Some of them ran there to go and steal phones. But do you know that in that same comment, some Nigerians are regretting that they were not there? Man, I just left Abuja just about 2 hours ago. I left Abuja last Saturday, I wish I was there. There's this shop. I wanted to go and carry 75-inch. The empathy. Some of them will tell you they are joking. Exactly. They are not joking. It is the same mentality that Nigerians have, that if you have an opportunity to be in political office, making decisions, taking decisions, and the rest of that, and you ended up stealing from them. Nigerians believe that it is a normal thing for you to steal. It's just that don't steal too much, or at least do something. Because according to them, if they have that opportunity, they will do the same thing. Let me show you something, what happened. And then I will also tell you something as well after this. But first, let's see that burning part first. Right. Then, like I said, this also happened. Let me see if it's the right one. So, one sec. Fingers steps.
In this next cash and carry, I'm the youngest of life. I'm the youngest. I know the video. Now you have my work. Now you have my savings. I supply nest every blessed month. I have 2 workers working for me. I'm a supplier of silver test, yam panda and blender.
Tell us what happened.
What happened is that why it's paining me is that I gave them my books of January and February inside December. And it was not being signed. It has not been signed. No man, Nest is a place where Nest does not have product. Nest is just a warehouse where you bring your product, you sell, you give them their percentage. If you sell for them 30,000, they sell 35, they take the 5, give you 30. That is how Nest operates. That is the operation of Nest. But what we normally see every day, we are fucking angry is that what we normally see every day, when we come to supply, that fire extinguisher machine there, they will be servicing it every blessed day. They will be owning it and be disturbing every day. But today, they are not here to be found. They are not here to be found. My goods that Nest have not signed is over 4.5 million. Non-sign. I don't even know where I will start from. Where will I start from? I know what my mates are doing, but I don't do. This is where I think.
Because you are not lazy.
I'm not lazy.
You know you are not lazy.
I'm not lazy. Where will I start from now? You want me to go back to the street? Where will I start from? I came from all the way from Port Harcourt. I supply Nest in Port Harcourt.
What is the amount of your amount?
My amount is 4.5 million naira. Goods that have not been signed. I'm not talking about one that have been signed. One that have been signed is 8 million. That is inside the mall already. This one have not been signed. 4 point something. My friends will be asking me every day, are you a Yahoo? But I'm not. This is where I eat from. Because I give them, I come and do promo. I sell. I take my check every month. My boss is calling me. I can't even pick his call. Where will I start? Because he warned me. He said, you are taking January and February goods at the same time. How will you pay? I said, boss, I've been doing this now. We pay. So where will I start from? Where will I go from?
Fire service should improve.
Sorry, your name please.
My name is Godfather.
Now, that's one of the give me a sec. 1 moment. So that's one of the suppliers, one of those who lost their goods there. So the clip I wanted to show you where Nigerians were doing their usual. God knows, maybe stuff is part of what they were stealing here. So that is what happened in Abuja today. The federal capital of Nigeria has no real fire service, working. Normally, fire service works 24/7. And you can say what happened to Next Abuja having their own fire service, working on the side for a moment like that. But the saddest part is the last part I just showed you there, where Nigerians saw the opportunity. And I don't know if you have actually noticed that the reason why I decided to use Nigerians in this regard is that in this act of no empathy, no sympathy, no real feeling, no human feeling, especially if they are doing it to other people, yeah, it cut across all tribes, all religion. You will see a Hausa man there, you will see an Igbo man there, you will see Yoruba man there, you see every manner of Nigerian there doing that exactly what you saw in that video. No sympathy, no nothing. And if you dare try to stop them, you are likely going to get attacked by Nigerians asking you, what's be your business? That is the exact mentality of those in charge of their government too. The same thing, where everyone try and take advantage of the other. Whatever it is now, people who lost their, and that's what has been happening all over Nigeria, where fire, sudden, unexpected fire, just from somewhere, and before you know it, no fire service inside Abuja, Federal Capital Territory. Now picture the rest of the country in a situation like that. There's been endless fire everywhere. A failure of a country. Yeah. Another thing also happened today. Just another example of a failed country. And this particular one is a kidnap attempt. Right? Nigerians who see through all these things, but choose to be kind of indifferent. I have told you why. And somehow when we have a platform like this that reminds us that the victims of today, they were survivors of yesterday. Those of you who are going to be victims tomorrow, you are going to be the survivor of today. That tomorrow is not like the way they say, you don't know tomorrow. Tomorrow is a Monday. Tomorrow, Monday. When the Nigeria that is happening to everyone, that some people pretend or find excuses to explain it away. It's so convenient for some people. No, it's not that bad. So if you survive today, tomorrow you may not. If you survive it tomorrow, many of us have survived it to this point. But guess what? We were just like people, they will say your days are numbered. Something Nigerians don't want to easily agree with. But every day this happens. So something happened today. And it happened right there in in Imo State. You know, there has been this envelope of lies, uncertainties, innuendos, fake news, and so many other things that has made reporting the true event, the true things going on in Eastern Nigeria to Nigerians all over the world, to tell them that this is what is going on. These are the people behind this. And it is easier to know if you pay attention. The reason why it's been like that is because those behind it are the politicians. Everything going on in Eastern Nigeria, they have been the politicians from that part of the country, Eastern Nigeria. So unfortunate that they continue to drag the IPOB, the Biafrans who are agitating for self-determination, asking for a referendum. They continue to tag them into it. And the reason why it continues to get somehow complicated. So for some of you, not to me, I don't see any complication here. There may be some what do you call it? Zigzag here and there, right? But we can tell you the people behind the terror in Eastern Nigeria, their financier and why. And we can tell you those they are setting up as victims, so that they needed to put something out there as people to blame. IPOB fit into that, and there they are. But you see, something happened today. Uche Nwosu, this wahala before hopeless or danger, there was no unknown gunmen in Eastern Nigeria. No unknown gunmen. Yes or no? Yes or yes, rather. There was no unknown gunmen. But immediately, hopeless or danger came. Somehow, the narrative changed. They did the meeting, put everything together, and decided to go on a murderous campaign. But they needed to put some people and blame some people for it. Hopeless Uzodijo, Uche Nwosu, Okorocha, who else? Their political disagreement and their political, what do you call it, rivalry that created all the crises, including the assassination of people in Eastern Nigeria. Something happened today. Mayegun waiting happen. Then kidnap Nwosu. Do you know what would have happened? What could have happened there? They went to the church. Today is Sunday. Boxing Day. Uche Nwosu, who is in-law to Okorocha. Okorocha is the immediate governor of Imo State. Oples Uzotinjo, when they did APC primary in Imo State, Uche Nwosu, Okorocha's son-in-law, was declared winner. Somehow, Abuja rejected that, and they brought the person that came fourth in that primary election, Oples Uzotinjo. Meanwhile, Oples Uzotinjo himself has no real political base to push Okorocha out. But somehow, he was able to convince them in the Buhari cabal. Oples Uzotinjo, from nowhere, not much participation in the election, was declared winner. All hell let loose. Unknown gunmen was birthed. People started getting attacked. Politicians. Uche Nwosu, who crossed over to another political party, I think he crossed to AA, I don't know. Uche Nwosu was in church today with his family, and he got kidnapped. I'll share that video with you. It's a long video, so take your time, watch it if you have the time, or if you have seen it before, watch it again before I continue. But do you know what could have happened if Uche Nwosu died during the attempt to kidnap him? Do you think the Imo State Police will claim that they were the ones who tried to kidnap him? Don't you think they would then blame it on IPOB or blame it on unknown gunmen? This is why, right? Uche Nwosu has his own security men protecting him and his family. They were outside protecting his car. Then this squad of police, according to them, the kidnappers, they came to that church. They went straight for him and they dragged him. They dragged him out while everybody was like, what's going on? What's going on? With guns and everything. Everybody pushed back. His own security men, they couldn't rescue him. The next thing, they opened the boot of a car, the trunk of a car. They pushed him inside. They closed it and they drove off. Do you know that if he was killed during that operation, Imo State Police will not claim responsibility. They would dump his body somewhere, and immediately they will release a statement. Unknown gunmen killed Uche Nwosu. And for those who are actually either Biafrans or the ignorant Biafra haters outside Biafra, they will say, you see, Mayegun, the people you are defending, look at them. They have just kidnapped. Because when the kidnapping first happened, they didn't say police arrest him. It was gunmen kidnapped Uche Nwosu. And as you would expect, the developing story will be, it must be IPOB. You know what? Tell me, if this video appears to you as an arrest on a Sunday of one of them, a former governorship candidate in Imo State, by the police, maybe they can then probably tell us that we should stop blaming IPOB. Now them, they do unknown gunmen, whatever they are going to cook up. Tell me if this looks like an arrest to you.
Where are they shooting? Jesus! Who consider they are treating the women? They have kidnapped Uche Nwosu. They have kidnapped Uche Nwosu. Plate number Abia UMA 110AA. They have kidnapped Ugwumba, put Ugwumba in a car boot. Jesus! Ugwumba Nwosu has just been kidnapped. Oh my God! They have kidnapped Ugwumba Nwosu. They have kidnapped Ugwumba. Wow! They let them down. He lost. Who are those people? Who are those people? Go ahead. Where? They just kidnapped Ugwumba Nwosu. Who are they? What are you waiting for? Who are those people? Who are they? Who are they? Who are those people? They just kidnapped Ugwumba Nwosu. Who are they? Who are they? Let them down. Those are gunshots. Let them down. Who are they? Blood of Jesus. Inside the church. Inside the church. Let them down. They said they have a suicide. Jesus. I'm not watching you. These are gunshots. Danger. Oh my God. Jesus. They let them down. Who are they? They came to the church and kidnapped Ugwumba. Let go. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Jesus. They let them down. Who puts on them? Who's on them? Who's on them? Has kidnapped Ugwumba. Where is she? Who's on them? Has just kidnapped Ugwumba Nwosu. Blood of Jesus. Where did they fucking go to? Purpose of the mass security just abducted Ugwumba Nwosu. Purpose of the mass just abducted Ugwumba Nwosu. Jesus.
Jesus don't suffer. Today, yesterday was Jesus' birthday. 24 hours after Jesus' birthday, hopeless Uzodijo kidnapped Uche Nwosu. Because he can do it, yeah. That is the Nigeria we are talking about. You see, that's Uche Nwosu. Uche Nwosu, if Uche Nwosu was the governor, he will do the same thing. That's what they do. It is dog eats dog. Man eats man. That's them. But when you look at the people, because that can be you, the same way they can say, Damayegun, Oya, pick him up. They will beat me up and push me. Okay, that's a former governorship candidate. They dragged him out, his own policemen with guns. You see all of them, they were just looking. Dragged them, pushed him inside the boot. They drove him off. When they get to halfway, they will tell him to come down, come and sit inside the car. Governor want to see you. That's a lawless country. There are some of us are saying it is unacceptable. It should be unacceptable. But many Nigerians are pretty much like I said, everybody is waiting for his own turn. The man who was the most powerful man in Imo State just a few years ago, who is now claiming that he's been haunted, and as usual, is now a victim of the same power he wielded for 8 years and left the people of Imo State better? Did he leave you better? I'm talking about this man.
His response.
This is him, knowing his style of constant lying on daily basis of issues, which has resulted to bad governance in the state. But I don't want the police to get involved. I don't want the APC government led by Buhari to get involved in a matter like this that will tarnish the image of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The governor of Imo State is enough embarrassment to this nation and to democracy, and must never be allowed anymore to continue to have his way on some of these wicked acts. Why should police go to the church to arrest people and arrest individual innocent person? What is the story they've written about him? I'm waiting to hear the story. I can assure you this will be a political motivated and cooked up story now they're going to come up with, which will also leave everyone in regret of the lies of this governor, who knows nothing but crookedness. More people are in so much pains because of one man, so much insecurity because of one man, bad government because of one man, and because he feels he has the backing of the federal government or backing of the police or army or SSS, will listen to do all this evil to mankind. I think Hope man must be called to order. He must stop this. This is one arrest too many, has led to me and members of my family. There was just no justifiable reason for the police to have gone into the church to carry on such shooting next night. Even the security attached to my family could not, because they identified the policeman. Why go to the church? Why is the shooting? Why do you have to drag the innocent boy on the floor? Why do you have to beat him up? Why do you have to push my wife? Why do you have to push my daughter? Why do you tear their clothes? This is not what we asked for. But the good news, anyhow, is that I now know that Uche Nwosu is in the hands of the police. And the police will have to tell the world what Uche Nwosu has done to deserve this treatment, and why the church was put in disarray because of one arrest of innocent citizens. I'm waiting to hear what story that the government must have framed against Uche Nwosu. I'm still waiting for him to make public. I challenge him to make public on second those who are behind IPOB, or he should accept responsibility as being the person behind this security in Imo State. Enough of this is enough of this in this country. And if somebody of my level in this country, a former governor, a sitting senator, would go through this kind of humiliation, I wonder what happens for ordinary citizens in Nigeria. This is wrong, and this must be condemned in its entirety. And I'm asking the police now to officially release the offense of Uche Nwosu and why they arrest in the church, so the world can understand what this family has done wrong or what Uche Nwosu has done wrong. They should not bring his local politics to bear on the image of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The same way he got me arrested, the same way he got the police to get me arrested, I got saved by just one single policeman who advised me to move into the police pickup quickly because the other was to shoot me. And yet nobody said anything about it. It took the intervention of President Mohamed Buhari at that time to get my release. But this evil must never be allowed to thrive anymore. And so Hope Uzodinma must be called to order and must stop this act of nonsense from now henceforth. He must stop it. His evil ways cannot thrive for too long. How can you disrupt somebody's mother's burial? Suspend honorable members for attending somebody's burial?
Yes, that is Rocha's Okorocha. Some of my friends love to call him Rochas Okoro Awusa. He is lamenting. Let us speak his, I decided to talk on this because it's so important. He said something when he was talking. He said, Uche, opuzo danger. Kidnap, use the police, his own security men, to kidnap Uche Nwosu so that they can link Uche Nwosu with the insecurity in Imo State. and at the same time link him to IPOB. Did you hear that? I told you, if you have paid attention to the timeline of all of the insecurity going on in eastern Nigeria, including these sudden ones that they call themselves Biafra National Guard, the ones that turned cannibals, taking pictures of human beings they killed, and the rest of that. If you look at the timeline of how they all came to happen, 2021, people have been fighting for Biafra. Even when Nigeria military were shooting the Biafrans, when they were shooting the IPOB members, killing them, there was nowhere anybody would say they were attacked by IPOB or anywhere or threatened. Never. 2021, Project Hopeless Uzotinjo. And with what late Mailafia told us, that by the end of 2021 and beginning of 2022, they will push Nigeria into a civil war. Go and see what they are doing in Imo State. Go and see what they are doing in Eastern Nigeria. They call it Operation Golden Dawn. People of Izombe, where Hopeless Uzodinjo collected over 10 billion, $150 million to set up a Ruga. The people of Izombe, they have paid with their dear lives, military bombardments. And when they kill them, they always turn around to call them IPOB members. IPOB members. People of Izombe, people of Olu, people of Ozu, and many other parts of Imo State, where terror suddenly appeared and they rained it on them under the command of Hopeless Uzodinjo. And when you swing to the right, sometimes he will tell you the reason why the insecurity in Imo State is because of what Nnamdi Kanu is telling people. When he wakes up on the other side of the bed the other time, he will tell you IPOB have nothing to do with the insecurity in Imo State or Eastern Nigeria, but majority of it is all political. First, they rose up, IPOB and ESN, they broke the prison in Owerri. When then he woke up the next day and he said, no, IPOB has nothing to do with it. But people that did it, they came from outside Imo State. But IPOB might have possibly influenced them, but they are not the ones who broke into Owerri. Hopeless Uzodinjo is the Uthman Danfodio that Buhari needed to break into the heartland of Biafra. And if it's going to cost blood, Hopeless Uzodinjo is willing to give, and he has been given. Look at the characters who have been with Buhari before Hopeless Uzodinjo came on. Majority of them, Buhari considered them as just lackeys who have no substance. They have never really given him Igbo land. They have never really taken him, give him that, what he wanted all his life, the blood of the Igbo people, right? They have never really given it to him, most of the time. But Hopeless Uzodinjo came. Insecurity in Igbo land increased, and suddenly, innocent people they are serving the Okorochas their own breakfast too. So think about it for a minute. Some of you may not really see much to this. But to some of us who are always tracking all the development in every part of Nigeria, I'm talking about the development of this crime that these guys, it's like a syndicate. Many of us who track them, this is so significant. Think about this for a minute. If they had killed him, if Uche Nwosu died today, you remember this PDP guy that they killed in Imo State, Gulak. You remember Gulak? You remember when they killed Akunyele's husband, later Akunyele's husband, Dr. Akunyele? And when you look at all the stories surrounding the death, and how much they desperately did to drag IPOB into it. Some of you who are outside Igbo land who love all these things because they suit your fancy, you still hold on to that. IPOB, they killed Dr. Akunyele's husband. They killed Gulak. They are the ones killing this and that. I say, come on, can you please calm down for a second? What is the relationship between IPOB and Gulak? What is the relationship between Gulak Okorocha, Nwosu, and then Hopeless Uzodinjo. And when you look at them both, who benefits from Gulag getting killed, IPOB, or Hopeless Uzodinjo, or Okorocha, or APC, or themselves? Professor Dora Akunyele's husband, Dr. Akunyele, is never an opposition of a Biafra or IPOB. He's always been, according to his own public record, a philanthropist who built a medical center right there in Igbo land that gives what they call free medical care to the poor Igbo people. So why would IPOB killing? And what would his death bring for the IPOB? No relationship. But what would his death bring to the projects that Hopeless Uzodinjo and APC are funding in Imo State and in Igbo land? Chaos, fear, uncertainty, division, lack of trust, and so many other things that will make an average Igbo man to ask, why did they kill that man now? And yes, why did they kill that man? So if all of us pay attention very well, you will realize that if Uche Nwosu had died when they push him into the boot and all of that, the news this evening, unknown gunmen killed Uche Nwosu, Okorocha's son-in-law. And then by tomorrow morning, they would have killed God knows how many innocent Biafrans that they will pick up everywhere, shoot them, and say we have arrested. And you know who is going to champion that? Opus Odinjo, the governor, is the one that will do the press statement. We are working to arrest the person who killed Uche Nwosu. So the point I'm trying to make here is this: we know who are behind the insecurity, and we know who are being blamed for the insecurity in Eastern Nigeria. Same thing that is happening in in Northern Nigeria. We know those behind the insecurity in Northern Nigeria, and we know those they would rather blame. No joke. Listen, there are Northerners who believe that the reason why there is insecurity in Northern Nigeria is because Nnamdi Kanu is asking to break up Nigeria. And I'm not even joking. Even Kaduna State Governor, Littlefinger, he publicly said that the terrorist killing and the kidnapping people in Northern Nigeria, they are not as dangerous as IPOB led by Nnamdi Kanu. When they asked him why, how, he said, the terrorists who are killing people in Northern Nigeria and kidnapping people there, they are criminals, no doubt, but they are not planning to break Nigeria. But you see that those IPOB, they want to break Nigeria. That's a bigger crime than killing innocent people in Northern Nigeria. So if you then look at it, you say, well, we know those behind it. And they blame them too. They say, it's because these people always say they want to break up Nigeria. That is why Nigeria is divided. You get what I mean now? So the other part is that, which I also want us to grab from this conversation again, is this, especially on this incident, is that even if you feel like that's how Nigeria is, even if you feel like untouchable today, everything around you seems like you can care less, you care not. What's it concern you with anybody we know where they get oppressed or what have you? Just know that Nigeria happens to Nigerians every day in their thousands, in hundreds of thousands. It's just that some are more extreme. When Nigeria hits them, it hits them below the belt. Sometimes they never recover until they die. You see that comfort zone that you are, that makes you think, this is all noise, rabble-rousing, and the rest of that. You know me, personally, I'm waiting for a day where the people who are at the bottom of the ladder, the millions who are being trampled upon now, majority of them whose economic power has been stolen from them, right? Plundered by these rogues. And I'm waiting for a day that some of them will stop worrying about what they are going to eat tomorrow morning. Rather, they are going to be more interested in using their energy and their existence for their freedom from the shackles of these criminals. I'm waiting for that time. I can rant from now for the next 2-3 years. Yes, telling everybody the same thing, right? But you, in your comfort zone where you are, don't feel too comfortable. Okay, don't feel too comfortable. You may have the privilege now. My friend, shut up. You don't understand. Do you think it's easy to rule a country? Blah, 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 blah. Because somebody is paying for your free lifestyle and you can speak and defend them. You're going to lose it. You see, Okorocha, after looting Imo State for 8 years, he wanted to replace himself with his own son-in-law, right? And he also put himself, he also put himself in the National Assembly, in the chamber there, as a senator. So it was meant to be a sort of a family fiefdom, yeah? But from nowhere, Nigeria happened to him. Even though he is still a senator, but look at him. Somebody else who has the power to tell the police to beat him up, they would say they should pick him up and beat him up anytime. That's not a country. A country whereby, even if you think making all the money in the whole world is all you need to break even from whatever what the injustice that Nigeria represents, yeah? Even making money doesn't give you any of that freedom. Somebody who is a little bit above you will trample upon you, and they will still say you are one Nigerians. Okorocha is lamenting that why would you go into the church and arrest him? Why would you go into this and that and beat him up? Why did you push my wife? Why did you push my daughter? Did Okorocha not see what they did to Omoyele Sowore? Did the likes of Okorocha not see what they did to Nnamdi Kanu? Did the likes of Okorocha not hear or read what they did to Igboho? But guess what? Waiting concern them with what's my business with Sowore? What's my business with Kanu? That's their own business now. Exactly. As some of you feel comfortable that Sowore, Kanu, and all these things they are doing to them, since they are not you, what's your business? You will get to your business and you will feel it. Yeah, you will feel it. It's not because you won't find your way out of it. If you can, or you may not, you may get killed in the process. Just like these people I've mentioned, I've done nothing wrong in this regard. But some of you rogue and criminals, you looked away because you could look away since you are untouchable. You see, Nigeria that you have now, every one of you is touchable. Okay, everyone is touchable. And Okorocha and some of those who are still probably pretending right now that all this injustice is none of their business, or wherever it is, including you watching me right now, sitting right there in your house, right there, in your house, wherever you live abroad. Maybe it is Canada or London or Dublin or where else? New York or wherever you live outside Nigeria. Waiting concern me with all these things. All of this now just story. It will touch you. Everybody will have a bite of it, right? So we have people who have stood up repeatedly and they have been bullied. Some of them have been killed. But if we have the number of so many of us who still have our freedom today, Princess, it's like Princess said she can't hear me. Is there any other person who can't hear me? Just come out of the, you know what, if you can't see me or you can hear me, come out of the broadcast, okay, on your device, then go back on again. Everything will work out fine if you do that, since it is not general, except if we have other people who are having problems. I'm going to open the line very soon now because my own 1 hour is up now, but I'm going to steal about 5 minutes of your time. Then I'm going to open the line. So for everyone who wants to add their own voice. So the Nigerians that they have made poorer, okay? The Nigerians that they have made poorer, we know why, we know how, okay? The most we can do is to continue to tell them that if they if they will love it, if they love it right there, like as they are on the ground, if they love it there, they can stay there. But for those who don't love it to be on the ground where they are trampled upon, yeah, they should stand up. Join those who are also standing up until we make that number. It is a big thing, and it is a long thing too, yeah. But for those of us who still have our freedom, yeah, we should always remember it's not going to last. If you are a Nigerian, all right, whatever you enjoy right now and every other thing you probably read about Nigeria or you listen to from people like myself, they are not meant to scare you. They are meant to prepare you. They are meant to make you understand what you are going into. Now, if you understand it and you feel like, wow, that's terrible, that's unacceptable, like myself saying it right now, then that means you will join the advocacy. You join us. You will convince other person. You will explain to them why this is unacceptable. This is how it works there. You may think your money may work for you. Oh, my money will speak for me. I do brag. Me, I'm guilty of that too, right? I'll sit down there and I'll be like, if I go to Nigeria, I'll just pay some security guys. Maybe I can pay maybe 6 people with 6 AK-47, 2 pilot car, 1 pilot car, 1 cover car, my car or any other car, 2 cars in the middle, and I can always enjoy my life for 2 weeks. I'll go to Nigeria. Since if anybody won't near me, police get gone and all of that. But on a second thought, I was just deceiving myself. Your money won't save you when Nigeria hit you, okay? And it's so bad that just like I showed you earlier, the empathy, the humanity, the what do you call it? The love that you would expect, the human love that you would expect from an average human being, Nigerians don't have them that way. It is something that, if I hang on, it's like I've got my first caller. So it is, one moment. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Can you hear me? Yes, sir.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm fine. Can you hear me, by the way?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Now, please give me a minute. I want to try and fix something about my video. I don't know what is wrong with my streaming app. It's been kind of lagging and all that. But bear with me. Stay on the line. Don't go anywhere. I'll bring you back in a minute, okay? I'll be back. Hello there.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Thank you so much. Yes, sir.
General. Hey, in fact, I'm very happy to be able to talk to you today.
Me too, sir.
I'm always enjoying. My name is Oluwole Ojuroye.
Good evening, sir.
That surname may sound familiar to you.
It does.
What I want to contribute to this is that I also want to try to analyze what we have actually analyzed before about the mentality of our people. You know, the politicians have not only economically impoverished our people, but they have also mentally impoverished us by using religion and continuing to emphasize on some certain proverbs that will make you believe that it is our culture to accept things that are not really ideal to accept. One of it is that despite the fact that we say they are corrupt, they have created a situation where every one of us as Nigerians, we think corruptly. Anytime anything happens, they will explain it away with religion.
You're right.
Not realistic about what the situations are. For example, burning of the building in Abuja there now, they will be thinking that it's the work of God. If the Christians too would say the same thing, the Muslims do the same thing.
That's right.
They would sit down and try to analyze what actually happened on ground that planted the fire.
They are not really interested in all of that. I know. See, sir, to buttress your point, sir. Yeah. Remember, we have had issues where a petrol tanker will fall, and people will not think about the danger, the inflammable danger. I mean, so the flammable danger of that spillage. Yeah, they will rush down there, men, women, children, with bowls, with jerry cans to go and scoop fuel.
That is despite the fact that even it has actually caught fire several times. A lot of people have died, and there is one or two that was even publicized on national TV. The one that happened at Bega.
You're right.
And then even despite the fact that people see it and see what is happening, anytime such things happen again, they will still go back there.
It's like the instinct is always telling them they can be smarter than those who died.
We are just not like Ojukwu once said. He said Nigerians are myopic. I've forgotten what he had said, but what he meant was that we easily forget things. You know, if something happens somewhere, it's supposed to be classified into an history that will teach us about what to do next time.
That's right.
One is that anytime anything happens, we do not even document it as an history or put it at the back of our mind that these things have happened before. And even when it happened, there is no way that any one of us, most of us, will try to learn one thing or the other from that occurrence in such a way that will be used in future. And so that's why you see that even when things are happening to another, there's one thing that I always want to say. The people that are saying that they want one Nigeria are the real people that do not want one Nigeria. Because what happens is that these people that say they want one Nigeria, things will be happening. For example, you are a Northerner and you want one Nigeria. Something will be happening in the South. Instead of crying out that this thing is bad, so that by raising your voice, something will be done about it, you will not see anything. Something will be happening in the North, you in the South. You will, instead of shouting that something is happening in the North, you will say it is not in the South. So, in fact, meanwhile, even if you are not even one and the same, and your ideals are not one and the same. Always remember that that thing that you see that is happening there, it's going to still come and happen to you.
It's a matter of time.
It's just about time. It will still come and happen to you. And then another thing is that they like gaslighting anything that is happening.
That's right.
People are terrorizing your fellow citizens in the north. And you, as governor or politician or political leader or religious leader, instead of telling people exactly what it means by what people do, you'll be telling them that no, it is not. They are just
simple criminals.
Some will say they are just criminals. Some will say they are just criminals killing Christians. Some will say they are just criminals. They're just looking for money by just kidnapping. Now, can't we ask ourselves, those killings that they are doing, do they make money from it? Or is it people that anybody will be doing something without having something that is going to benefit from doing it? Or even if you say that, okay, their benefit is that some politician is paying them to do all those things.
So what is the end result? Sir,
those politicians, what are they doing? What is the benefit of those politicians? At least even if they don't know, at least by now they have known that what they are doing is creating so much terror that these people are gaining political power over you through terror. That means what they're doing is that they are taking territories.
Yeah.
In fact, it is an invasion. It is a war against Nigerians. And it is a war against the North right now. That is the way the Yorubas still see it. But don't forget that when they finish there, just like they started from the northeast, got to the northwest, from the northwest to the north central, then in the middle belt, and trying to get into the southwest before God gave us this
Igboho that raised the alarm.
Yeah. See.
Thank you so much, sir, because of our time. Yeah. So go on, please.
Thank you for social media. Please, can you use your platform to let everybody know that their phone is a weapon?
It is.
If it were not for that Lady K that put the what
live
was happening
then at that night.
People will, it will be a different story that we will be talking about.
Thank you so much, sir. Oluwole, sir. Let me take another call. We've got others to say. Thank you so much for those detailed contribution, and it's a pleasure. Thank you, sir. Bye-bye, sir.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. He had to wait for me to get things sorted earlier, so I had to give him that time. I have another caller.
Hello, my good general.
Hello there, my brother.
Danny,
how are you?
By Jude Losaro, this is Jude Daisy. I'm calling from New Jersey.
How are you, Jude?
Yes, I'm fine. I don't know if you've been paying attention. I've been following all the videos you've been doing. I decided to call in to bring your attention to something that I observed.
Okay.
Professor Yemi Oshibaju. I don't know if you saw the couple of videos he threw out there.
Just today, I saw many of them. It's about Christmas, Carol, and all that. Yeah,
I know. But then I sensed something coming. That's a drum roll for a campaign slogan on One Nigeria. For 2023 election. You know, you saw how he brought Cross River people to come and sing Merry Christmas. He brought the Igbo people.
He brought the Yorubas. He brought everybody. I saw it.
He's bringing everyone, which is very strategic.
You know one thing, Jude, right? You know one thing, right? Just before I came on, I was going through my Facebook for the last time because I do that just in case if I don't want to miss something out, because once I go live, the next 1 hour or 2 hours, I'm just going to shut down from what is going on out there, right? Then I just saw that Osinbajo was uploading videos like every 2 minutes. He uploaded about 5 videos in the last 8 minutes before I came live. Exactly. And I was like, I got it. And it's mostly about Yoruba singing, Igbo singing, using all of them to say our uniqueness as a people in God. I get you. 2023.
In fact, it's going to be interesting. You know, in international politics, what I learned was that every nation, every country, they're sovereign on their own. So every country is sovereign on their own.
That's right.
Same thing applies to individual people as well. But now here's where the problem comes in international politics.
Right.
When you have 2 or 3 countries coming together and they are all sovereign individually on their own, when they come together, somehow they all have to give up a little bit of their own sovereignty. They have to sacrifice it. They have to give up a little bit of their ego, you know, which in a way might be perceived as you're being weak or you're now getting corrupt simply because you're giving up a little bit of your sovereignty. You know, people can criticize, you know, Yemi Osinbajo for not speaking out, for not doing the right thing, you know, for just, you know, being a lapdog to Buhari administration, you know, laying low. People can criticize that. But could it be that he's simply giving up a little bit of his sovereignty? In that
you are looking at it from another angle now. That
from another angle,
like giving him a benefit of doubt that which is so rare, by the way, Jude. You know that you will be roasted alive for that. I mean, not like roasted born alive. I mean, Nigerians want to hit you. Like, what do you mean? You are giving him a benefit of doubt. What the hell do you mean, exactly. Jude? Well, I am with you.
Yes.
I am with you. Like, okay, what if?
You know,
go on.
What if? Like, you know, let's use 2 countries for example. If Nigeria, Ghana, and Cameroon comes together, right? And you know, Cameroon gives up a little bit of their sovereignty, Ghana gives up a little bit of their sovereignty, Nigeria gives up a little bit of their sovereignty. Somehow, one of these 3 countries will lose. But then, if you go to that country's home and you check carefully, they're actually benefiting in a way, despite the fact they gave up a little bit of their sovereignty, but they are settling for something less in preparation for something.
But giving up the sovereignty to who?
To achieve a common aim. You know, like when what's the word? When countries come together to form an alliance, for example.
Okay.
Correct. When 3 countries are forming an alliance.
But you already have something like that called the West African Community of State or whatever it's called, this ECOWAS.
Correct, but then that's an illustration for international politics. Now, if we bring it on to Nigerian politics, it's the same thing with this issue of Buhari and Osinbajo working together towards one goal.
Right.
Osinbajo is giving up a little bit or more of his sovereignty for something else, for something bigger, which is 2023 election.
Okay,
you know,
like he played along and kept news against all these human rights abuses, all these killings, all this illegal jailing, and all of that.
Yeah.
So that is not his own sovereignty, man. I mean, that is keeping quiet. I mean, keeping quiet in the face of injustice is like complicity, isn't it? Like you are enabling it. You can't say you sacrifice the millions of. Go on, Jude.
But in a way as well, if you look at it from the other side.
Yeah, I'm trying to, Jude. I'm trying to.
Giving up a little bit of your integrity.
It's so difficult. Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm trying to put a context here right now, right? To agree with you on that point, right? But I'm like, it's so expensive to say it could keep quiet for something greater, yeah? But we are seeing all that is going on. Not that he has much to change, if I have to agree with you, like he's just a vice president, right? But some people said sometimes his own action can possibly trigger a better reaction than what we have now from the government he is part of. For example, when Atiku
disagreed with Obasanjo based on the fact that Obasanjo wanted third term, right? And I think, many Nigerians will never want Obasanjo to have third term, right? Then Atiku used that opportunity to speak out. He didn't keep quiet to wait with his boss and, you know, like Oshibajo, right? He spoke out. Somehow, him speaking out helped those who opposed that third term to further go ahead and make sure that he never got it. Some said if Oshibajo have spoken up on some instances, right? Somehow, some abuses that we experience today, we may not experience them. So, for example, right, when Oshibajo was acting president and he sacked Bashir Lawal, Jude, right? So many Nigerians felt like, oh, that's good. That's a corrupt man. He's been sacked. He's been handed over to the EFCC. That is just somebody doing his job, right? But that action cost him the opportunity of ever becoming acting president again. And then since then, he kept quiet. So how do you want me to see from that side? People are dying. Right, have been abused. He's a lawyer.
Yes. Another angle I wanted to look at. Not everyone will agree with this, but it's a different perspective and different angle. Now there are two men in the Bible that did the same thing differently with different approach. Okay. You know, one of them was John the Baptist. Remember when he went to the king? He didn't even go to the king. John the Baptist went out on the rooftop and he was shouting. Right. He said, "You're corrupt. How dare you sleep with your brother's wife?" The king. And what did the king do? The king ordered for his head that he be slaughtered. They cut off his head. That's John the Baptist. The second person was Nathan, Prophet Nathan. He did not go to the rooftop to shout. Right. He simply went to King David. You know, went into the palace with King David and said, "Please, I want to tell you something. You know, there are two men in your land. You know, one of them had many sheep. You know, and the other one had only one. And then the one that had many sheep was having a party, and he went and took the other person's sheep that only had one, and he killed the sheep and used it to do a legio for his friend. And King David was furious. Who the hell is that? How dare the person do that in my community? Bring that person." By the way, you are the one. These are two different strategies. So we need the likes of John the Baptist, like Omole Shoreri, who is shouting from the rooftop, and then we need the likes of Yemi Oshibajo, who is inside. You know, who is strategizing inside. So in a way, you know, people will disagree, but you know, let's continue.
It's part of the reason why we're having this chat. Okay, there are views that people, maybe so many people won't agree with, but trust me, Jude, I can say this openly. You probably are not alone thinking like that. It's just that it's not popular opinion. Well, you agree with me on that? Well, thank you very much for adding that to this chat.
Yes.
Go on.
Please continue to help us, keep an eye on Osibajo, and continue to talk more about that. Let's see. I think there's something coming up. Let's see what's coming up. And by the way, doing a phenomenal job. Keep it up as always. I'm very proud of you. Nigeria will remember you for this, okay?
Thank you so much, Jude. I appreciate that, all right? Keep watching. You stay safe.
All right.
I have another caller. I know some of you are not...
Hello? Please. Hey, Jojo. I'm online. I'm online.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Hello, Ekalesa. That is the Alagba Olaoluwa, senior veteran. Sir, you are live, sir.
Okay.
Merry Christmas.
Yes, same to you. Yeah. First of all, let me greet you for the program you did yesterday.
Thank you.
About Nnamdi Kanu and Sunday Igboho. God will bless you for that.
Amen.
Because yesterday I was trying to keep to myself. Don't talk to people. In fact, I have some fast yesterday because and that's my own way of supporting them, for what they are going through on behalf of the humanity. So I say thank you again.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Yes. Now, I wanted to talk about the last caller.
Jude.
Mr. Jude. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally disagree with him. Okay. Now, who dare Osibajo to go and negotiate on behalf of me. Excuse me, what Mr. Jude missed out of that conversation is this. Nigeria comprises of different nations. Okay? Yoruba is a nation.
That's right.
Okay? You have Igbo nations.
That's right.
In the south here, within the south, at least we have major 10 or 9 nations that comprises of the south, which is Yoruba, Igbo, Beni, Isekiri, Orobo, Ikrewere. You have Ijo, you have Oron, and the Ibibiu, and so on. All right? Now, Osinbajo, you are talking about to go and negotiate on behalf of me. The question is that Jude we need to ask himself is this. All this Agberu, right, whether in the east, south, or in Yoruba land, who are they representing? Okay? Look at the United Kingdom. United Kingdom comprises about 4 nations.
That's right.
Now they have the England, Wales, Scotland, and the Irish.
Northern Ireland.
Okay? Northern Ireland.
That's right.
All these four regions, they have their own central bank and their Supreme Court. They have their money.
We have our own.
Scotland. That's right. Scotland have their own money. England have their own money printed by the Bank of England. Oh yes.
That's right.
Now.
That's our £10.
You cannot.
Sir, you are in London.
That's right.
So
yes.
that's our £10.
Yes.
Yeah. Continue talking. If I get another one, I'll show you.
Okay. Okay. Yes, that's right. So now, what I wanted to say is this. Yoruba says something. It's very difficult for you to put 2 rams in one basket, in one bucket to drink water. There will be trouble. If you don't, Nigeria will la lafia. So now, and there could be because trust there's no more trust. Separation is the answer. Because, you see, I always continue about what they call the level of frustrations. That level of frustration is coming and is going to lead to civil war. That civil war that is coming, that war is going to fight within the internally. There's no Igbo that are ready to come and fight Yoruba, and there's no Yoruba that are ready to come and fight Igbo or Hausa. The only thing that Igbo and Yoruba, we need to be very careful in the civil war that is coming is that they shouldn't allow Hausa Fulani to leverage on Nigeria army. Okay? That is where the unity comes in now. We need to unite because Hausa Fulani will leverage on Nigeria army to massacre us.
Is that not where they are always feeling like they have the power from? Like we don't have anything, and I'm wondering that people. Sir, sorry to cut you short. Yeah, you were talking about.
I'm listening.
You are using this country, which is UK, as a very good example. I live there. You live there, or you live there. You have your family around there too. So, in Scotland, if I was living in England, which is the biggest.
Yes.
So here in the UK, that we have 4 countries that make up the United Kingdom. From those who told us historically, sir, those who told us historically, they said that was the vision that the British had for Nigeria, right? Where northern Nigeria would be like England, Yoruba land would be like Scotland, Igbo land there would be like maybe Ireland, Northern Ireland,
or Ireland.
You know what I mean? Then the people of maybe the people of Middle Belt or maybe people of Middle Belt, I would say, because they created them as well. So people of Midwest region, maybe they will be Wales or Welsh. That was the plan. Maybe today, if that thing wasn't somehow truncated, sir, this is £10 from Scottish money. It is the same value with the British with the English pounds. In Nigeria, all over the world, they call it British pounds. But here in the UK, we call it. You in England, we call it English pounds. We call it Scottish pounds. When you go to another island, you see it. You see the Irish pounds or whatever.
Irish pounds.
Now this is our own £20. That is not the Queen of England. Let me see if I can get closer. That's not the Queen of England.
That's right.
That is somebody historically here in Scotland. And that she is on 20 pounds. I don't have the 50 pounds.
Oh, yes.
Look at this woman.
Oh, yes.
She is not the Queen. Let's see if I can get that so closer. Oh, sorry. My camera is so shite, right? Now, she is not the Queen, right? She's on our 10 pounds. And our 5 pounds. Now, to buttress your point, sir, we have our own banks here that print all this money. You will not see.
Yes, because if you bring Scotland money to England, they accept it. If I bring England money to Scotland, they accept it.
Exactly. That's what Yoruba land should have been. And that's what we are telling people, that those who are milking, are allowing people to take everything from us, as Nigeria is, taking it to the center, then go back there and collect rubber like the Bambiala every month. They will never bring prosperity to us. Now, we will not be able to defend ourselves economically. We will not be able to defend ourselves militarily. And as they control the military, like you said, they control the power. So how do we get them bridge that? You were saying something on that, sir.
The way to do this, the way to do it is very simple. The way to do it is very simple.
Yes, sir.
All right? Because, I said this, because I'm talking about Yoruba now, Yoruba people now. What we need to do is this before that civil war comes. Because the truth of the matter is this. Like I always said, the people that are holding Nigeria into perpetuity in Nigeria, they are Yoruba people. They are not Igbo or Hausa people. Okay? And then by the time until when we start waging war with these people, and that is where the problem is. So now, because when we get to frustration level, we need to face ourselves. But excuse me, because for example now, if Tinubu or Osibajo won Nigeria, who dare them now to continue sanction me, say as you accept one Nigeria? That is where the trouble comes. Okay? And that is why this will allow referendum. So if you say one Nigeria is what you accepted, if my whole land, in Yoruba land, I said no, I don't want one Nigeria. Let us go on referendum, let's vote. Okay? If you win, okay, you win, then we stay there. If we win, then we leave Nigeria. But it's not Obasanjo or Tinubu or Oba Abeokuta. No man dictate for me for the future of myself and my unborn generation. That is not fair. Okay? And then quickly, before I go, please give me one chance. I want to talk because the other day when one lawyer called you about the case of Sunday Igboho.
That's right.
I totally disagree with that lawyer. And I think all those lawyers that they are doing this job for Sunday Igboho in the Republic, they don't listen and they don't know nothing. Let me say something to you.
Yes, sir.
When I talk, I know what I'm saying. I'm a computer system engineer. All right? I'm very well educated person. All right? I know what I'm saying. Now, I told people that Obasanjo is the arrowhead of nailing Chief Sunday Igboho in the Republic. Nobody believes me. All right? Obasanjo is it. And that man, Obasanjo, like I said, please, this thing, I don't know if you can put my picture and my video or whatever. Let Obasanjo see my face. All right? Because I'm not saying this one under the whatever. This Obasanjo, any Yoruba that believes him, is believing him and at his own peril. The man is dangerous. The man is dangerous. Let me tell you something. America said something. They said Obasanjo is the most respected African leaders, irrespective of Nelson Mandela, whether dead or alive. Okay? So who dare the Republic for Obasanjo to go there to release Sunday Igboho? They won't listen. Obasanjo is the one that killed Bola Ige. Obasanjo is the one that killed Bola Ige. Obasanjo killed Abiola. Abiola wrote a memo because I don't know why Nigeria forgets so quick. He wrote a memo about him, Obasanjo,
and Yaradua. You know
Abiola died while Obasanjo was still in prison. No, you remember? It was after the death of Obasanjo Abiola that they released him. You know.
No. Wait. Okay. Obasanjo went. It's Abacha. Hello.
Mm-hmm.
Hello. It's Abacha that put Obasanjo in prison.
That's right.
Immediately they announced Obasanjo. Abiola elections. This Honorable Obasanjo went to Zimbabwe.
Oh, okay.
To go and call World Conference and tell the whole world that Obasanjo is not the Messiah. Abiola is not the Messiah that Nigeria is expecting. Okay? If Abiola, if Obasanjo went to go and hold that World Conference and tell the whole world that a Yoruba man win the elections, and now the Northern is trying to overrule it, we are not going to accept this. Babangida will be shaking on his chair. Okay? And Abiola wrote a memo from the prison that if Obasanjo and Sheikh Musa Yar'Adua put remove flag out of his own agreement of his elections, he will become president tomorrow morning. Obasanjo, Abiola is not my man, because anybody that believes in Abiola is not my man, because everybody believes in hope. It's a fake hope. It's a fake hope. But what happened is that I like the way Abiola died. He died as a strong Yoruba man. Thank you very much.
He didn't give up the battle. I got your message, sir. In fact, it's so clear. I get that.
Yes.
Thank you so much, sir, for tonight.
Thank you.
You have a good one, sir. Nice
Thank
one. I quite get what, if Obasanjo didn't condemn the emergence of Abiola, maybe Babangida won't have the stamina. He won't have the courage to annul the election that opened the door for Abacha to arrest Abiola and for Abdulsalami Abubakar to kill Abiola. I got that message. Hello there. Hello. I have somebody on the line, but somehow the line is it's not connecting. So I'll try someone else. Hello.
Hey, Mayegun, finally.
Finally, my brother. How are you?
It's JJ. I think you understand now.
Oh, JJ, how are you, Baba?
They fine. In fact, I battled this, my brother. I just finished now. In fact, he gave me some 3 points. Before I go on too long, you see that last comment about Abiola and Obasanjo. I will tell you one secret today that every Nigerian should remember. Do you remember that in the early 90s, when Obasanjo was contesting for the United Nations Secretary General, Abiola was a second-hand or close-hand man of Bill Clinton. If you remember, inauguration ceremony of Bill Clinton at White House, Bill Clinton was at the front, Abiola was at the second, Al Gore was at number 3, lining up into the ceremonial hall. If I'm lying, let people go and search on YouTube. That was do you know the reason why Obasanjo worked against Abiola? Is because Abiola failed to support Obasanjo to become Secretary General
for the United Nations
instead of Kofi Annan. Brother, this thing I'm telling you, I don't want you to believe it, but that's the fact that I have in my hand.
Telling me you don't want me to believe it. I just remember now. You just struck some memory there.
The cloth that Abiola wear that day was a green something like that with his cap pressed up down in front. So the reason why I'm telling you this, to tell you that some of us have a sharp memory of everything that happened. Now, that was it. You see the issue of the lawyer that the brother also mentioned. That lawyer that I called you that day, my brother, the lawyer is a bullshit lawyer. Most of all he said is abnormal. He's just saying that one because they know your program is popular, so that your listeners can calm down. That because they've realized that you have been saying something regarding that. That is why they have to use him. These are the analysis that I'm giving to you. I've called that time, but I couldn't get through most of the time. Then you see the guy who called about Obana Shibaju, because where I'm going, that's why I'm shortening it.
Do you see that guy who was talking about Oshibajo? Yoruba said, "Enumi okalu oson If I will not talk to the people in my community, it's better for me not to become a chief." Oshibajo is a bastard. Sorry to be rude on your program.
Well, sorry,
brother,
but not sorry. Go on, man. I mean,
sorry to be rude on your program. If I am Oshibajo, no matter who the Yoruba will talk to him to remain in that power, by now he should have stepped down. Because you know why? Do you know why? I give you one example. There was a story in the Bible, and somebody was sent to a king, and somebody trained a girl in the Bible. He trained that girl, and when it is time for them to need that girl, in need of that girl's help, he went and met him. He said, "Go and talk to that king." He said, "It is your time now to talk to your." The girl was panicking, shaking, because he's a pagan. He's a what they call it, a beauty pagan. Beauty pagan. That's how he become a wife of the king.
Pageant. Yeah, okay.
That's that story. Then now, when they now discuss about that issue, the girl now say, "Well, if I would die, I would die. They should go and pray. Then I will go and talk to the king." That should be the position of Oshibajo. If he's a true born Yoruba man, that guy. Let me leave it for that. I don't want to be too deviant. You see all these opens or the mama Easter brother.
JJ, you see how some of these things are always like they are hiding in plain sight. Like what is going on in Eastern Nigeria and those behind it. I'm wondering how people can really pick that to see these characters.
Brother, they don't understand. They don't understand. You know what? There's something going on. And what is going on is very, very simple. You know, there are some people, we call something self-destruction, who destroy themselves systematically, unknowingly destroying themselves. That's what all the political leaders of Igbos are doing to themselves. Now, thank God, we have managed to convince some of them that Yoruba is not the problem of Igbos to leave Nigeria.
That's right.
Brother, we have managed to change some of people's mind that it's not the Yoruba that is holding them, it's them themselves. Now, brother, there's something going on in the East, and it's unfortunate for them. They don't see beyond themselves. But I won't go too far. It's up to the Easterns to wake up. You see, Yoruba, if you remember the very first time I spoke to you about Yoruba, this thing, I am the first man that wrote a song about Yoruba division, that Yoruba should divide among Nigeria, they should separate. I've wrote more than 3, 4, 5 music. I've still got more than 10 tracks inside me, where I'm sitting down now. Do you know why I don't come out public? I just speak in code. Because when you know too much, you don't need to reveal it too much. You only look at people and make a fool of them when they talk. Brother, there's something going on. And I've told you last time, I said, watch out. There might not be political transition in Nigeria in the next 2023. And I'm still saying these things. Every direction is pointing towards that. Because let me tell you, whatever Oshibajo or Tinubu or whoever does, Fulani can never trust them. What will happen after 2023? Do you hear the comment of Obasanjo when he was talking to Google? He said, we have to work hard now for whoever will take over Buhari. Do you hear that comment? To tell you that there's something going on, because Fulani know that whoever comes in, if they try to do anything, we set them back another 50 years before they can achieve what they achieved during the Buhari. And Buhari is, let me remind you, Buhari is the last strongest man that holds the ship. Once Buhari sinks, Fulani will be extinguished in Nigeria, in the old Africa. Mark my word. And to all the Ghanaians, all the other African countries who are supporting them, Mayegun will need a message to pass to them. And the message should be, if you help Fulani to take over Nigeria at the expense of British, Once they're done with Nigeria, remember that Nigeria is a very big country. The army of Fulani is coming over to you because what they have done to Fulani will never forget.
They won't forget.
I've lived in 8 countries in the world. I've lived in 8 countries in the world. And I've spoke 4 good, solid language. Russia, Germany, Arab, and Turkish. Brother, I was so fortunate that I work in the highest place. Offices. I know the secret, most of the secret that people can never imagine. If you see me, do you know that when we were doing the protest, when Buhari was in London, do you know that I was there? Do I come to you? I don't come to you. I stood back looking at. When you did all what you did, I joined them and protest my own, and I come back to my house. This is who I am. Because there's a lot of things that people don't understand. Some of us observe from it, but tell our brothers who are the Eastern, they should be careful. They should be careful. And then finally, you see Igboho, brother, I will tell you something. I wish our brothers, our uncle will see beyond himself. Work how Igboho will come out. The guy is still in need of that boy. They don't know what the guy know. I know that none of us will just keep him there. Yeah, we believe he's the one who did it. He did it because of his own interest. But that guy will need him very, very soon. And the soon I'm talking about is about in a few months it will coming. We will need to go.
We will
but
push.
If you keep him
that's going to be our 2022 agenda this time around. I mean,
brother, don't forget, when you ready, we will support.
Exactly. I mean,
when you ready,
we have to take
you stop. I want your action. Yeah. Your action is what I'm waiting for.
People think I'm
and I will tell you how it will be done.
Yeah,
I know how it will be done already.
Yeah.
So if you ready, once you're ready, I will get in touch with you. We can talk. There's a lot of strategy to bring him out there. Forget whoever, no matter how stronger they are.
Yeah,
we know the strategy.
At least JJ, right? No matter how powerful they are, right? We will do a thorough job that will get people to know who are those who are.
It's time for us to abandon all those guys who always make mouth on the Facebook.
I mean, we've given them the time.
Let us start our own group and see if we cannot take him out.
JJ, you remember I said because they have been doing it. We have to respect what they have done so far.
Said January.
We will leave it for them for the rest of the year. And if we are not seeing any improvements, then we shouldn't blame them. We should do something, and then we will do something.
Brother, when you're ready, just put it out there. And I'm like, you get I think you have my direct link. When it's time for that, just link me up, brother. Financially, strategically, I'm there. Trust me, once you text me a text message, you can discuss on his private channel. I know the way to get him out. Brother, forget whoever is on it. Brother, things have been done.
I always believe that, but again, we'll find out. JJ, thank you so much. Let me take another call.
That's it, brother.
God bless you, my brother. So that's JJ there. So I've got another caller on the line, please. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, this is Mayegun live. Your name, please.
Hey, this is caller on the line.
Caller on the line. And where are you calling from, sir? Just for us listeners.
I'm calling from England.
He's calling from England. So, sir, you're live. Yeah, please go on.
I listen to you a lot, and I so much like the way you do your things, and I'm so happy to see you doing this. I listen to you a lot.
Thank you.
You see, one thing I want us to take note of. I want you to take note of this Shokoto Kadefet. What is it called? This what do you call this? What do you call the Sultan of Shokoto?
Sultan of Shokoto. Okay, their leader.
Do
you know that Shokoto is used to be called Gobir? And Gobir is the real name of Shokoto. Now, lately, that terrorists have been attacking villages, chasing people away, renaming them. Right? And some people said it's impossible. And I'm like, do you know Shokoto was not Shokoto? It was after the Fulani conquered Shokoto that they turned Gobiri to Shokoto. Go on, sir. Just so that you chip that in. You want to say something?
Yeah, fine. You know, what I really want to say is that we should take note of this man. You know the last time they did the meeting, the Northerner did the meeting. You know, he was the one that instead of let the political to talk, he was the one that take all the responsibility of talking to the whole nation. Do you know that?
I remember.
He was the one having he was having the OD and called the whole things, and it was like everybody was like they just stand up and putting their hand behind themselves, and he was doing the talking. You have to be careful of this very man, this very now called Sultan. And it's the same thing he did to Obasanjo, and both of them are talking. These people are very dangerous. We should need, especially this Sultan, we should take care of, we should be very, very careful of him. He's ready to divide the country, he's ready to do anything that the country they say, well, whoever wants
one thing, he's also the one who said that if they had told the whole world how many people that are dying and getting killed by terrorists in Sokoto State alone, that they are burying a day, the Nigerians will scream. And people are like, if those people that are being killed are member of his immediate family, would he keep quiet?
He will not.
So they are burying people, they are keeping it away, and they are praying for one Nigeria. It's ridiculous.
Very, very ridiculous. To tell you this man is dangerous. And Obasanjo, I said, just the guy Obasanjo, I think God will go to deal with him. There's no doubt about that one. The winter one, but particularly I have to take, because this guy is very young, and you should take note of him. The way he's doing things, you have to be very, very careful of him. Very dangerous one. That's number one. Number two, you see the instance. Only God can tell. Because these people with the instance, look at, I mean, they've killed some, because what I heard the other time was that a couple of hours ago, they said they just kidnapped the guy. In-law of this guy. They killed him now. Is that what you say?
No, he's not been killed. I'm saying if he was to have been, did you see the video where he was arrested, kidnapped? Did you see it?
Yes. They said it was this evening. Yeah.
You know, when the news broke out first, sir, right? It was gunmen kidnapped him. It was like an hour or 2 hours later. The police now said, no, he was not kidnapped. Though. We arrested him.
It was not.
Right? Now, we're now saying that if to say the guy died, when they were dragging him, shooting gun, doing all of that from that church, they would dump his body somewhere on the road path, and they would say IPOB killed him, unknown gunmen killed him.
Unknown gunmen killed him.
And we would have been sitting down here saying, no, it's not unknown gunmen. It's not possible. And many people would be like, Mayegun, who can't kill him? No, they say unknown gunmen grab him, but it's the police working for the
police, yes. What's it got for the government? So we are, I don't know, they were so tight. Everywhere now in the country is like, I don't know how to call it. Everybody for themselves. It's going to be everybody's turn. Yes, it's true. Different time, Danny. That's exactly what is happening now. Now, Mayegun, I so much appreciate you guys. I like what you do. But at times, when I enjoy you most, you know when I enjoy you most?
Tell me.
You know when I enjoy you most?
Please.
I enjoy you most when you start arguing with yourself. And you say, oh, no, this is like what you are saying.
You know, sometimes I can be dramatical too. You know, it's not easy.
Exactly.
I am the director.
I know.
I'm the director of photography, engineer, the settings, the everything. So sometimes I talk to myself because I feel like all of you are sitting before me. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Yeah, I know. What's like about that? You all crazy. Thank you so much. It's good to talk to you. Okay,
it's a pleasure speaking to you. By the way, right? You have a good evening, sir. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
So let me take another one. I do talk to myself. I'm like, you know, hello.
Mayegun General.
Yes, sir. How are you?
I'm good. My name is Tunde and I'm calling from Texas.
Tunde from Texas. Baba, I love Texas.
Yeah, that is the citadel of wisdom with TJ.
Amazing. There must be something so unique about Texas. My brother, right? I have a brother, an uncle. He's watching right now. He lives in New York.
Okay.
But he lived there most of his youth life in Texas. The guy was rich.
In Texas, right?
So I'm back in Nigeria. Yeah, back in Nigeria, to me, as a young boy, when I think of going abroad, I just think about going to Texas.
Yeah.
So every time people from Texas call, there's always that feeling that, Texas.
Yeah.
So, Tunde, how are you?
I'm good. Why are you going?
Great.
You are doing a very wonderful job.
Thank you.
And I appreciate you because you are God sent to this generation.
Thank you.
This is not my first time of calling on this program. I've also been part of parliament, parliamentary discussion
in the People's Parliament
some time ago. Exactly. You see, like I made a comment earlier as a citadel of wisdom with TJ. I said Nigeria is a jungle. It's a jungle where wild animals are being bred. And a lot of other animals that were initially subtle, in order to be able to survive the harsh environment of the jungle, they are also becoming wild.
By the day.
By the day. And that is exactly what you saw in the video you showed during the fire incident. It is sad that Nigeria has become that, but that is the training, the informal training that an average Nigerian are getting because of the harsh situation.
That's right.
I made a comment earlier that every human is a tripartite. We have the body, spirit, and soul.
That's right.
The soul is what makes the body living.
That's right.
But the spirit is what to religious people, they will say make us to be the image of God. And that spirit is where we talk about love, we talk about compassion, we talk about empathy, we talk about conscience. All that has to do with the spirit. But that is what the Nigerian system keeps attacking in the people on daily basis. So people's conscience are dead right now. All that people are thinking is no longer about, okay, this thing that I want to do, is it good? How does it affect me? How does it affect the next person? Those analyses are no more there.
God bless you.
Every thinking is now about faith. It's about faith. It's about survival. The first thing that comes to your mind is about, it has to be me. And that is why even in a petrol tanker explosion, they don't even think about the hazards of going there to fuel. The first thing they think about is, if I'm able to get 25 liters of petrol and I'm able to sell it, I'll be able to buy a bag of rice.
God bless you.
See, that is now the thinking of an average Nigeria. It's an informal training. It is sad. But I believe that the thing is getting to a point of explosion. And when it explodes, those that will survive it will go through a very radical reorientation. And I believe that when the system is right, yes, this informal training given to the people to radicalize them and become people who no longer have conscience, all this will be reformed when we have Yoruba nation.
I believe you, my brother. You know, one thing. Go on,
yeah.
please. I won't cut you. Please go on. You have so much points.
Yeah.
And I want to chip something in. But
another thing I want to talk about is the point Jude was trying to make. I disagree with Jude totally, saying people have to give out their sovereignty. If you give out your sovereignty, you are giving out your life.
That's right.
I don't see where that analysis comes in, that Ghana or Cote d'Ivoire or Togo and Nigeria want to come together to give out their sovereignty. It doesn't make sense anywhere. And just like he said giving. If you want to give, it means it has to come from within. It has to be voluntary.
That's right.
So before you give, it has to be based on negotiation. It has to be based on Nigeria on its own. Exactly. It has to be consensual. Even though Nigeria was formed by not consulting Nigerians, those we call Nigerians today. So without our consent, it was just handed over to them that this is the country and all of you are put together. But there have been efforts by those before us, generations before us, to say, okay, let us negotiate. Since it agreed it was given to us, or agreed we didn't sign it, but let us see how we make it work for every one of us. And that was why they made the Constitution of 1960 and Constitution of 1963 that was destroyed, that was thrown into the dust by the military in 1966. So in 1966, Nigeria has been dead. So So because the basis of the union was negotiation, agreement.
Nigeria is a product of negotiation. That's what people said. They said Nigeria is a product of negotiation.
Nigeria is a product of negotiation. The Nigerians that got independence.
Negotiable.
Those are the cliques who will come together and say, "Oh, we agreed." And then you ask yourself, how many of them sat down again? I mean, at that particular time, to agree that Nigeria should no longer be negotiated, when it was a product of negotiation. It was a product of agreement. And so what Jude was talking about does not make sense at all. And going back to the Osibajo of a thing, you see, that is exactly what we are saying, that people will always find a way to explain. You see, there is the saying that in an unjust society, every onlooker is either a traitor or a coward. So if Osibajo is a coward, then we don't need him. If Osibajo is a traitor, then he can no longer work in our interest. So none of those options we need at all. We don't need either of those options at all. And anybody who cannot speak out in terms of adversity like this, it does not matter how friendly they are, we will never forget them. Even when we forget those who are our friends and who are doing us evil. Those who are our friends and refuse to speak, we will never forget.
They will be considered as those who hurt us when they were there, possibly, because their silence.
Absolutely. Now, on the last note, because of other callers, I want to say today that Okorocha is having his own breakfast.
Absolutely. Different things.
Different and different times.
That's right.
For my advice to our brothers, especially in the East, is that enough of fighting among themselves. I think this is the time the entire South should be working together. I think this is the time everybody should be bringing our ideas together, whether you are for revolutions now, or you are for Biafra, or you are from Yoruba Nation. We are all fighting common enemy. And until we all come together to face this enemy, the monster, the political class, there is no way out.
For us.
So for us to begin to divide among ourselves and begin to think about history that cannot even add anything to today, not to talk of giving us a future, I think the time and that era should be over.
I keep telling people, I want to say thank you. One thing, Tunde, I keep telling people, I said that, no one should be deceived except those who want to be deceived. It's so obvious now that you can tell the direction Nigeria is headed. And you can also tell those who are trying to jump the ship that we are not going to go into that oblivion with Nigeria. We're not going to be part of it. So it's up to you to feign ignorance that I don't know what to do me. And we don't even know who to believe me again. There is enough to tell you where this is all about. So it's your choice. If you should deliberately say, I don't know what to do. We don't know what to do. It's your choice. You do know what to do.
Exactly. For any reasonable person at this time, the question is not even who is going to be the president. The president of where? There has to be a nation before you can be talking of who will be the president of that nation. So if we are talking about election, you are expecting people to come out and vote. Then the people, what are they voting for? There has to be a nation first. So, and that is why
one thing that I have a problem with, by the way, Sunday, that I keep telling people is that one thing is that when they say go and participate in an election, you ask them, listen, the process of that election, the process of selecting people who become candidates is so rigged that you then presented
the entire system is rigged.
You presented murderers, rapists, you presented criminals as candidates. And then you said people should choose them, right? To go and
you use the area boys to cut away ballot boxes. Yes, there will be results of election. And all these people would need, judging from the Anambra election, all they need is just to have 1,000 people coming out. The rest result will be written.
It will be written.
So exactly. So if any person is in his right senses, we should not waste your time. All we should be talking about right now is let us first of all negotiate. If you want to be together across a nation, let us negotiate and say, okay, we want this nation. This is what I'm bringing. This is what you are bringing.
Exactly.
And then we want to build it. And then it's going to be what everybody want to build for the benefit of everybody. But for the same people, if Nigeria is going to be different, the people who brought us to this level are not going to be the one that will change it. And that is my last note.
They won't be, but
they can never be part of it.
I have a question for you. Just a quick one, right?
Okay, go ahead.
You know, it's always been the reason why the South keeps saying they don't want to be with Nigeria or the North anymore is because of your oil or your oil, your money, you keep shouting. Today they found oil in Gombe and Bauchi. Do you think the next 5-10 years, the conversation indeed will not be this tensed when we talk about dividing Nigeria? If indeed they found oil in Bauchi and Gombe, do you think so? Quickly.
Am I able to be sincere with you? If they find oil in that place and they use the Nigeria oil to build that place, they are the first that will come out to say they want to go on self-determination. That is my answer to that.
That's what I'm saying. That
they are the first. They are the first.
10 years time, conversation around breaking up.
No,
is so different.
No. The conversation is going to be different in the sense that what if they find oil in that place and they know that they are getting money there, they are not going to bother themselves. They are not going to bother themselves. They won't mind to leave Nigeria because even when Sir Ahmadu Bello was taking the representative from the north, during the 1966 Constitutional Conference, the Independence Conference,
57.
They want 1957. The Northern Nigeria wanted to walk away, and they said they don't want to be part of Nigeria again at that particular time. You see, if it was this time, when they know that yes, it is free money from the south, they won't want to walk away.
That's right.
And so therefore, if they have something equivalent to what the Niger Delta is getting, I can assure you they will be ready to walk away at that time. But they want to plunder Nigeria. They want to plunder Nigeria to a point of no return. Then they will answer.
Do you know you are going to be the third person to say that to me? You'll be the first person to say it to me in public, right? That it seems that the intention is to wreck Nigeria. When they say they wreck Nigeria, Northern Nigeria is already wrecked. They are talking about wrecking Southern Nigeria. Burn our major
they want to wreck Nigeria.
Destroy things enough that if you now say you want to break away, you will have to go and start afresh. You won't have real thing.
Exactly. They want to level it. They want to level it. I believe that very strongly. They want to level it such that even you ask yourself, what is left that I want to go? They want to, and at that time they will tell you that they want to go. They are ready to go. So David Mo said that ni alare to fe je yeju. O ti mo pe en to ma wen yeju o no afarapa. So my God, that is the story.
You are becoming. I mean, you are becoming the Ahmed of Yoruba for me now. Okay. Now, you and I have projected something now. You see, when you see two forecasters sitting together, analyzing issues, using past incidents or past what do you call it, happenstance and what have you, right? The current things and projecting what can happen in the future, right? So, if the plan is to destroy the South, what do you think? Quickly, too. Just I'm putting you on the hot spot right now, right? In your own way, right? What do you think? How do you think we should begin to take the message to make this understandable to an average Yoruba that you see everything that is glowing now? When you continue to agree with them with one Nigeria, one day the people you are agreeing with, you are agreeing one Nigeria with, right? They will be ready to leave, and you see everything glowing around you today. You will pray. You are like, no. How can we make an average Yoruba know that it will get to that point? Like.
But the job is already been done. I mean, it's already ongoing. You are doing a lot of it. You see, I've been a follower of Mayegun Diary Political, and you inspired me to establish Citadel of Wisdom with TJ.
Wow.
I want to tell you that as you speak, and I speak, and every other person begins to speak, Believe me, there's nobody I talk to on a day. I have a friend who just arrived in Nigeria for Christmas from Ethiopia. He works in Ethiopia, and we're having the conversation today. And these are some of the issues I talked about. And he was like, "Oh, I don't even know how we're going to get off it. It's only God." I said, "Look, brother, it is not about God. God has given us the wisdom. You begin to talk, begin to tell your children, begin to tell your brothers, and let every one of us begin to tell our people that, look, the solution is not thinking about who becomes the next president. The situation is now require each and every one of us to say, enough. We are no longer voting. We have voted enough. Until we have a nation, there is no point voting." Now, back to your question. Okay, I want to tell you that the only way, because any other thing, we cannot encourage violence
at all.
Okay, because we want to minimize casualty. We already have a casualty in that country. On daily basis, people are being killed. The system is rigged against us such that nothing is working and people are dying.
That's right.
So, but we don't want more casualty as a result of what you and I are trying to do. Now, we can work behind the scene and draw up strategy on how to move forward. But this awareness is going to do the bulk of the job. Because when everybody comes to his level of self-consciousness, that look, I'm wasting. I told a man yesterday, I said you were born in the year of independence. And as you were growing, you had hope. Now you are a grandfather. The hope that the country that you were born in,
newly born country,
on the year of is newly born country then. That you were singing national anthem with pride. I said you transfer that hope to your child, and that your child now has our own children. Yes, our children who are now your children, they don't even have hope in that same country. So your own generation has been wasted. That of your child has been wasted. And if care is not taken, if you don't fight for it now, your children, their generation is also at stake. So it is important. It is important for everybody to become a preacher. And when we become a preacher, and this word begins to go into the mind of the people, we just need to get the number. We just need to get the number. Because Nigeria is an inflated balloon at the moment.
About to burst.
So there is no way, the way it is going, it will burst. And we will still come back to the issue of referendum. Absolutely. Whether they like it or not, we'll get to that point. So that is when people will know the value of what you are doing. Because that awareness is what will inform the choice the people will be making at that time.
God bless you. Today, thank you so much for tonight. Okay, you're going to be my last caller, and it's been a wonderful 15 minutes I've spent with you tonight. Okay, thank you.
It's my very great pleasure with you, Mayegun.
So, and I hope I'm lucky next time again. So, you have a wonderful evening. All right.
And you too, Mayegun.
Thank you so much. Good night.
Yeah,
so that's
good night.
It can't be better than that. That's so deep and detailed, and I hope you all enjoyed it too. That's why we're going to draw the curtains. We are over 2 hours over our time. I wish we were more than this, but good enough to every one of you who stayed back to this hour. Thank you. And when we get to that point where the UK time and Niger time will be same again, maybe I can then get all my audience back, because that has cut our audience by more than half. Because of that time difference. But nevertheless, I am so great. I'm grateful to every one of you who tuned in tonight, the callers, the contributors, commentators, and everyone. It's been a wonderful evening. Take your time to watch this video from the beginning again. Watch the first part where I was just doing my ranting, okay? Watch the second part where my friends, you and others, those who managed to get in, contributed, greatly to the conversation. I'm going to see you some other time. And as usual, my some other time can be any time. Once I have something to say, I will turn on the camera. So thank you so much for your time. Like that video before you go. Share it if you haven't. Please subscribe onto my YouTube channel. Guess what, right? It can't be like, say, I have taken every subscription I am supposed to get forever. Like, come on. Get new guys on. Tell them about Mayegun. We need to grow here and possibly grow the message. Finally, please, if you want to listen to Mayegun's Diary in audio formats, go on to my radio platform. diasporaradiointernational.com. Type it on there, and you can listen to everything I've been saying in audio. Okay, and you can also listen to several other contents that are up there, old, new, coming up, and the rest in audio formats. Okay, take your time, visit. I'm going to see you some other time. Take care and good night, everyone.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Máyégún ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Máyégún ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Máyégún ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.